I was being honest about how I was bullied and how the teachers at my school did nothing about it while being interviewed by a current student. So I graduated from Riverside High about 3 years ago, and last month they asked me to come back for some alumni interview thing. They wanted former students to talk to current ones about overcoming challenges or whatever. I figured why not? Easy $50. They set me up in the guidance counselor's office with this sophomore named Jake. Nice kid. Seemed genuinely interested in hearing about real high school experiences. The interview was supposed to be all positive and inspiring, but Jake asked me straight up what the hardest part of high school was for me. I could have given him some generic answer about homework or college prep, but this kid deserved the truth. So I told him about Tyler Brennan and his crew who made my freshman and sophomore years absolute hell. How they'd trip me in the hallways, steal my lunch money, call me names, the whole deal. Nothing too crazy, just your standard everyday bullying stuff that apparently every adult thinks is just kids being kids. Jake was nodding along, taking notes, and then he asked what the teachers did about it. That's when I got real with him. I told him how I went to Mr. Davis, my English teacher, probably 6 different times. How I tried talking to Coach Peterson, who was supposed to be the tough guy who handled discipline. How I even went to the principal, Mrs. Chen, with my mom once. And what happened? Jake asked. Absolutely nothing, I said. Mr. Davis told me Tyler was just playing around and that I needed to stand up for myself. Coach Peterson said boys will be boys and that getting picked on would toughen me up. And Mrs. Chen, she called it a misunderstanding between students and suggested we all sit down together to work it out. Jake stopped writing and just stared at me. Seriously? That's it? That's it. The bullying kept going for 2 more years until Tyler transferred schools. Not one teacher ever actually did anything meaningful about it. They all just brushed it off like it wasn't their problem. The kid looked genuinely shocked. But don't they have zero tolerance policies and stuff? I laughed. On paper, sure. In reality, zero tolerance means zero action unless someone gets seriously hurt or parents threaten to sue. We kept talking for another 20 minutes. I told him about how I learned to eat lunch in the library to avoid Tyler's group, how I'd take different routes between classes, how I basically spent 2 years just trying to be invisible. Jake was writing everything down like his life depended on it. At the end, he thanked me and said it was the most honest thing any adult had told him about high school. Made me feel pretty good, actually. 2 days later, my phone started blowing up. Apparently Jake had written up our interview for the school newspaper, and he didn't hold back. The article was titled, "Alumni Speaks Truth About Bullying Problem," and it quoted me word for word about the teachers doing nothing. He even named Mr. Davis, Coach Peterson, and Mrs. Chen specifically. The school went nuts. The principal who's there now called me asking why I would damage the school's reputation and discourage current students. Mr. Davis, who still works there, left me a voicemail saying I was being unfair and unprofessional. Even got a text from my old guidance counselor asking if I could clarify my statements. But here's the thing. Other alumni started reaching out. Turns out my experience wasn't unique at all. Sarah Martinez from my graduating class messaged me saying she went through the exact same thing with different teachers. 2 guys from the year below me said they had similar stories. Even some current students started commenting on the article online, saying nothing had changed, and they were dealing with the same stuff. The article got shared around social media, and parents started asking questions at school board meetings. Local news picked it up. Suddenly, the school district was scrambling to address their